All right, Mama, let me ask you something. Have you ever looked at someone else's schedule and thought, how in the world does she do it all? Because meanwhile, you're over here doing what? Making breakfast, answering emails, running the school drop off, bringing the lunch basket somebody forgot, remembering somebody has dance practice tonight, trying to squeeze in the content creation, thinking about dinner, and somewhere in there, you're trying to build a business. Like how? And if we're being honest, some days it feels less life work, less like work life balance and more like organized chaos. Well, today we're talking about finding your rhythm, nobody else's rhythm, no Instagram rhythm, just your rhythm. Because building a business as a mom isn't about doing everything perfectly. It's about creating a life that works for you and your family. When we return. Well, hello and hey, Mama. Welcome back to another episode of the Making of a Mompreneur show. I am your host, Rasheeda Green, the Digimompreneur. I am the founder and CEO of Get Right Coaching, the creator of the Digimompreneur Academy, as well as the host of the wonderful Mompreneur HQ Facebook community. If you are joining us live, go ahead and drop hashtag live in the comments. If you're watching a replay, sure, go ahead and say hashtag replay and make sure you tell us where you're tuning in from. So hashtag live New Jersey. That's how we're gonna roll. If you are from New Jersey, like me. Anywho, yeah, we're wrapping up our family pillar series today. We've talked about building a business without losing your family. We were laughing through the mompreneur bloopers, having family meetings and making your business a team sport. And today, well, we're talking about what it looks like to actually live this out loud, because once the vision is clear, eventually Monday morning comes. The lunches need packing. Somebody needs a ride. Somebody forgot something. And life just keeps happening. So, how do we build a business in the middle of real life? That's what we're talking about today with our episode Snacks, School Runs, and Sales. Finding your family rhythm. All right. So, again, if you are joining us live or via the replay, if you haven't already, make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, and share this episode with your business besties so that they can get this great information. You can find us at the Digimompreneur on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. So definitely like, comment, follow, and share. Subscribe and share. If you haven't already, go ahead, hit the button, little bell, wherever it is. Go ahead, do that. Thank you. So first, let me set somebody free, because we all need free in this Juneteenth era. Balance isn't the goal. Rhythm is, because balance makes us think everything has to receive equal attention all the time. And that's simply not realistic, which is why I believe in work life harmony, because some days the business needs more, and some days your family needs more, and some days, guess what? You need more. The key isn't equal. If you were to balance those things out, something's going to get some more attention some way, somehow. And if we are trying to balance everything and make it a scale, it's not going to happen, because really, when you think about it, you build your business because of your family. So your business can't be more important than your family. See what I'm saying? So, and the same with you in your life, and being able to get some rest, the much needed rest, and saying no to some things. You have to, that requires harmony, being able to do multiple things, and at the same time, and still be productive, and not give one or the other more attention. So the key again isn't being equal, but it's being intentional. And once I stopped chasing perfect balance, and started embracing rhythm, like everything started to change. And when we look at Ecclesiastes 3:1, it says, to everything there is a season and a time for every purpose under heaven. And I love this scripture because it reminds us that life has seasons. There's going to be some ups and downs. There's going to be some winter and some fall. There's going to be some spring and some summer. And not every season looks the same. Not every day looks the same. And guess what? That's okay. There's no pressure for everything to be perfect and everything to be the same. So what I want to start with talking about is stop trying to build like someone who doesn't live your life. Okay? You're living your life. No one else can live your life for you. I think one of the greatest gifts that you can give yourself is permission to stop comparing your rhythm to somebody else's, because she may not have to go do the school pickups or drop-offs. You're trying to do what she's doing, and she don't have that in her schedule. She might not have aging parents that she's taking care of. Meanwhile you do. She may not have young children. Her children might be full-grown adults, college graduates, or away at college. Whatever the case may be, you don't need to be comparing yourself to her, because she actually may even have support. Like, there are some people who have multi-generational homes where the grandparents are helping to raise the children. So if you miss a pickup or if you miss a soccer game, you got grandma and grandpa who could fill in. But if you're comparing yourself to someone who has that when you don't, you're going to always be behind. You're going to always be behind. Don't compare yourself to that. She may be in a completely different season, right? Maybe she already did her winter. Maybe she was working so hard and having sleepless nights and missing all the soccer games before in her winter period. Now she's come into spring. Everything is starting to bloom. She's in her spring, you're in your winter, and you're trying to compare. It's not the same. It's not apples to apples. It's not oranges to oranges. You're just different. And your rhythm has to fit your reality, not somebody else's, right? Especially not their highlight reel, because that's what they're giving, right? They're giving you the most exciting parts of their day. Ooh, the behind the scenes of being a mom, and it still look cute. Like, you don't see them picking up not a near dirty pamper, you know. So that's why we don't need to compare ourselves. I had to learn that just because something works for another entrepreneur doesn't mean it's supposed to work for me. And that goes the same even as a course creator. It goes the same for courses. What worked for me might not work for you. And even though I've created courses that say that this is a great way to do it, and you might get that course and say, well, no, I didn't find that to be the best way for me. My shows are 30-minute shows for the Making of a Mompreneur show. You might not have 30 minutes, and you might say, well, I'm going to do a 15-minute show. Heck, I'm going to do a 5-minute live, right? It's up to you, and it's up to your however you're able to fit it all in. But the point is, you cannot try to build your life like someone else who doesn't live your life. God gave me this family, this season, these responsibilities, and I need a rhythm that honors all of that, right? So, just make sure that you're not that whole imposter syndrome. Again, people are showing you their highlight reels. It might not actually be their lifestyle, or it might not be their season. You might not be in the same season. So I want you to make sure that you are building around your life and not against it. Build around your life and not against it. I think many moms accidentally do the opposite, right? We build this perfect business schedule and then spend all our energy trying to force our family into it. But what if we flip that? What if instead of fighting your life, right? Because oh my gosh, I just never have time. I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to do that. Well, let's plan the business around the family. Try that. If we were to flip it around and you had to build your business around your family, then that means school runs, those sports schedules, those doctor's appointments, the family dinners that you want to still continue to have together, those date nights, the church commitments. Those things aren't interruptions to your business. They're your life. And your business should support your life, not compete with it. I know that's easier said than done, especially in the beginning stages when you're trying to start your business. But some of your best ideas may even happen in the car ride line. I know some of my best voice notes been recorded um, waiting while my daughter's at dance. Sometimes entrepreneurship looks glamorous, and sometimes it looks like answering emails from the parking lot. Truth be told, you got to get in where you fit in. And can we talk about the snacks for a minute? Why is it that the kids always need snacks at the exact moment that you're trying to focus? It's like they have a sixth sense, right? Sorry, I got my little sticky note and it keep falling. Um, it's like they have a sixth sense, and you sit down, you get yourself to your computer, you or your laptop, you flip it open. Nobody needs anything. You even check before you sit down and get yourself to your laptop to start working. But all of a sudden, once you flip it open, it's like they must like it's like the dog whistle. They hear your laptop open, or they hear you sit down in your at your desk table, in your desk chair, and all of a sudden they're starving. They're starving. They can't wait until you finish doing what you're doing. Oh my gosh, I'm so hungry. Oh, can I get a snack? Oh, is there any more? Oh, did you pick up? And honestly, those moments, they tend to frustrate me. I'm so serious. They do. I'm a work in progress. Okay, patience is not my strong suit, but sometimes I just really have to laugh at this, because one day I'm gonna miss those interruptions. I'm gonna miss mommy, and I'm gonna be looking to have those conversations with them, and they're not gonna want to talk to me because they're so grown. So I have to think about that. But yes, them snacks and that radar to hear when I'm trying to get some work done is serious. Okay. That was a sidebar. Just I'm coming back. Okay. So next I want to talk about how small pockets of time can produce big results. One of the biggest myths moms believe is that they need huge blocks of uninterrupted time to grow a business. And that is furthest from the truth. Most moms don't have big blocks of uninterrupted time. I mean, depending now, if they're going to school and you're a work from home um, mom, or you actually just have free time once the kids go to school or daycare. But in general, most moms, if they have toddlers in their home, they don't have huge blocks of uninterrupted time. What we really have are just like pockets. 15 minutes here, 20 minutes there, 30 minutes, the car ride line, soccer practice. We're in the waiting rooms, or like I said, sitting in the car in the parking lot waiting for your kids to get out of dance. Lunch break. Today I took a lunch break, and of course it's not even a real one. But I was able to just pull out my laptop and do two things. I was able to do two things during my lunch break. And, you know, here's what I've learned: that consistency beats intensity. 15 good focused minutes can accomplish more than 2 distracted hours. Can I get an amen? Because I know I have set for 2 hours at some point in time doing absolutely nothing but saying that I'm doing something. Like I intended on doing this, that, or the other thing. And 2 hours later, I'm like, oh, I didn't even get a chance to do XYZ. And sometimes we just underestimate what God can do with those little bitty pieces of time. In Zechariah 4:10, it says, do not despise these small beginnings, because small doesn't mean insignificant. So take those little small pockets of time and use them wisely. Next, I want to talk about how sales happen in rhythms and not in launches, because I just want to encourage all of the moms who think that sales only happen when you have a huge launch. Sales happen through rhythms. You don't have to spend all day selling, right? You don't have to be on calls all day. You don't have to pay a huge amount of money for advertisements. Sometimes 15 minutes is enough. And here's what 15 minutes could look like. Follow up with 3 people in 15 minutes. Send an email to your list. You can post a tip and mention your offer. You can reply to comments and DMs. I'm sure you got somebody in your DM saying something about something. You can reply to your DMs in 15 minutes. You can actually just thank a customer. If you one of your customers, reach out, send them a thank you note, ask them for a testimonial, share a quick story in your stories, right? If you're into Pinterest, you could do a pin. You can pin some content. You can record a voice note, and guess what? With that recorded voice note, a whole lot can happen. Especially if you record it into Chat GPT or Claude, any of those AI platforms, because then you can take that recorded message, turn it into a transcript, use the transcript to create social media posts, whether it be short form, long form. Tell AI to take it and give you some content for the rest of the week. I mean, you could really do a lot with recording a voice note, especially if you're using AI integration. So you could do that in 15 minutes, right? You can repost a old reel that you had out there. Those little actions, they compound meaning they become bigger, right? So sales are built through conversations and not just campaigns. So if you're just sending your email campaigns, then you may not be experiencing those sales. But I bet you if you reach out to your clients, to your audience directly, if you send a voice message, if you send a video message, you can there's some opportunities that you can take in 15 minutes. That's right. That's it. 15 minutes. And you know how sometimes you're waiting in the pickup line and you think, oh, I've got 20 minutes. Let me just go ahead and get on Instagram. No, instead of scrolling Instagram, because I am guilty. I'm telling you, I'm guilty. And next thing you know, 2 hours done went by. But instead of scrolling through Instagram and ending up on somebody's vacation pictures and dreaming about vacation pictures, the next thing you know, you scrolling through Google, looking up vacations and pricing out vacations for 2 days and 4 days and 7 days. And next thing you know, you done Google some locations. Now you're looking at bikinis and bathing suits. How many family friendly water slides they have? I mean, the whole rabbit hole. You done did all that because you was messing with that Instagram. It'll get you caught up. But I'm telling you, instead of doing that, go ahead and follow up, send a post, encourage a client, reply to a message, and then close the phone and go right back to mom mode. Again, those little pockets of time really do help. And once you identify that you have certain pockets of time, I want you to create go-to tasks for different time windows. I believe this can help you tremendously. Instead of wondering what to do every time you have free time, what you could do is just know already what you're going to do when you get those pockets of time by creating your go-to tasks list. Now, this could look like you actually saying or having jotted down or memorizing, hey, if I have 15 minutes, I am going to do sales activities. That's me going to follow up with someone, send DMs, do a story, check this, or do some type of customer care activity. I'm going to reach out, get a testimony, whatever the case may be. That's going to be a sales activity, somewhere where you're connecting with clients or potential clients. 15 minutes, sure enough. And guess what? If I have 30 minutes, now I can actually record some content because I could write emails in 30 minutes. I can do it in less time with AI. But if I have 30 minutes, I definitely want to take some time to prompt, write, and read some emails, right? If I had 30 minutes, I can also work on a product. So if I'm designing some playbooks for the Digimompreneur Academy, I could take 30 minutes and create a playbook. Maybe just start with the cover and the layout, something to work on a product, a new product or existing product. If I have an hour, OMG, I got an hour of free time. That's a whole lifetime movie. I'm just kidding. But yeah, if you have an hour of time, I would suggest batching. If it's a weekend, you have more time, certainly batch. But if you get just like a pocket of an hour during the week, batch some content. The key is not wasting time trying to decide what to do, right? So when you get 15 minutes or 30 minutes, you're like, oh, I got a little couple of minutes. Oh, they're going to be late today. Or I'm going to wait, or they have to stay after school, or the game went in overtime, whatever the case may be. You get an extra couple of minutes. You done spend 5 minutes trying to think about what it is that you should be doing with your extra minutes. But in this case, if you go ahead and build out your go-to tasks that you can do in 15, 30, or 60 minutes, then what you already have is a way to get stuff done without having to figure it out, because the decision fatigue is real. And moms already make enough decisions. Think about it. We think, oh, that was another decision, right? When I said think about it. But we make enough decisions every day, every single hour in the day. Even if we're not with our kids, we're thinking about something to do for our kids, or do with our kids later, or to do, it's just always something going on. So go ahead and create a to-go list. And then when the opportunity appears, you are ready. You're not thinking about what I need to do. Boom, I got 15 minutes. I'm going to call one of my previous clients. I'm going to follow up. I'm going to send a DM. If I got 30 minutes, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. If I got 1 hour, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Okay. Do it in advance. That way you are straight. You don't have to think hard. And like I said, if I have to think, I'm going to spend about good 5 of the 15 minutes trying to figure out what I'm going to do. And then by the time I start doing it, pull out the laptop, get the phone number for the client, whatever it is. I only got 4 minutes left. And then I'm like, well, I might as well be on Instagram scrolling, because I can't really do nothing in 4 minutes. That's also a myth. You absolutely can do something for your business in 4 minutes. But I want you to make sure that you're understanding that those go-to task lists, that's going to hit the spot. Try it. And if you do, make sure you send me an email or respond to me in the comments to let me know that you tried to that you did your go-to task list. And let's talk about that. I'd love to talk about it in the community, in the Mompreneur HQ. All right. Last but not least, I don't want you to wait for perfect conditions. It's not happening. I think moms secretly believe that, oh, once life settles down, then I'll focus on my business. Oh, well, once everything once school starts, I'm gonna focus on my business. Can I lovingly tell you something, mama? Life doesn't settle down. I'm sure you figured that out already. I'm sure you figured that, because we moms, we already know it is constant go, go, go. So we already know that life shifts, things happen. There are always going to be school schedules. Think about it. K through 12. There's going to be some school schedules. There's going to be some summer schedules. Where are they going to camp? Are they going to be home? Are we going to do half days? Are we going to do whole days? Are we going to do a summer vacation trip? Are we going to go visit the grandparents or the Grand Canyon? I mean, what are we doing? There's always going to be holidays. There's always going to be sports seasons, especially for me. I was growing up. I was a 3-season sport athlete. So every season, except for summer, I was in a sport. Now, thankfully, when I started doing that, I was actually in high school, so my parents didn't have to drive me back and forth. I actually walked a little over I don't remember, was it 2 miles or a mile and a half, somewhere between. I think it was 1 and 2 miles. So I just walked where I needed to go. But for moms who have kids who are in sports, there's going to always be sports seasons. There's going to always be appointments, whether it's going to be a doctor appointment, a hair appointment, a nail appointment. There's going to be appointment, eyeglass appointment. And if you wait for perfect conditions, guess what? You will be waiting forever. Do you have time for forever? Because I don't got time for forever. Okay. The rhythm is the strategy, not perfection. We've talked about this multiple times. And I say that as a recovering, maybe just an acknowledging perfectionist, because I can't say, recovering would indicate that I actually have left perfectionism alone. And I still struggle with that, but I am aware that there is no such thing. And from when I was growing up, they said knowing is half the battle. So I know that there is no such thing as perfectionism. I just have to work through it to leave it where it's at, because it does not exist. And we don't want hustle. I'm not of the hustle hard mentality. I am down with rhythm, music. If you know me, you know it's music. And harmony, right? Work-life harmony. So this week, I want you to stop asking, when will I have more time? Because girl, you ain't getting none. You got the same 24 hours. Then you just got to manage them 24 hours as best you can without falling out. Okay. Make sure the S in BFFs is self-care. Make sure you take care of yourself in the process. So I want you to stop asking yourself, just think about it this week. Catch yourself. How many times do you say, oh, I just need more time? Oh, how many hours? 24 hours is just not enough hours in a day. I want you to stop saying, when will I have more time? Because we're not getting it. I want you to ask, how can I use the time that I already have? Because sometimes a sale happens during the car rider line. And sometimes content gets written while waiting at the practice. That's right, the dance practice. I have an hour to sit in my car to be doing content or doing something for my business. And sometimes God multiplies what we place in our hands, even in the small pockets of time. And mama, don't underestimate what consistent 15-minute moments can do. The snacks, the school runs, the sales, the life you're living right now. It's not getting in the way of your dream. It's the rhythm that supports it. It's the work-life harmony that supports it. And that's what we got to remember. And I'm glad that we discussed it today in our show, Snacks, School Runs, and Sales, Finding Your Family Rhythm. Again, if you have not, you've been listening to me all this time, but if you still have not, you got another chance to like, comment, subscribe, and share this episode with your besties. Follow us at the Digimompreneur on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. That's where we are. Check us out. We'd love to have you in the Mompreneur HQ community, so join us there. And I guess if you've been following me, then you know we've done building. We started our BFF series. We've done business, we've done faith, and now we've done family. So next up is self-care. So we're going to be talking about self-care for our BFF's pillars. And I would love for you to continue to join us right here in the Mompreneur HQ community, the Digimompreneur business page. And I'll see you next time on the Making of a Mompreneur show.